Thank you very much for joining us today for this webinar. So it is a webinar, as explained in the email, that is only dedicated to our resellers. The idea is to present and to let our partner ERM, which is our French partner, to let them present their solution. They have a very nice solution for now for both special education and primary and secondary education also. And I think it is the kind of solution for education that we often need to bring value to our product and to our pedagogical offer. So we will let ERM present their solution, and then at the end, or if during you have any question about anything, do not hesitate to ask. We'll keep a time at the end of the conference to answer your question. So we have with us Cyril and Florian from ERM, and I will now let them the speech and let them present their work.
So good afternoon, everybody. So I am Cyril Liotard, the CEO of ERM in France, and Florian, our expert on NAO and development. So we will indeed present what we have been working on for a few years now. Let me share my screen. Oh. So you may see it now, I think. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's perfect.
So yes, as I explained, we started to work on AskNAO Tablet maybe 3 years ago. The idea at the very beginning was to answer some needs from French schools and the specialized schools, which wanted to have more content dedicated to the usage of NAO with kids. So the starting point that we had was to add an interface to NAO. So with a tablet that you can see on the picture. Okay.
Simply, Cyril, yes, if you can put in full screen, I think it will be better. Yeah, perfect.
In a picture, and there were 3 objectives at the very beginning. So the first one is use NAO as an assistant to learn programming and skills development. So this can be done regarding programming with AskNAO Blockly that I will show later. And then the second objective is to use NAO as an education assistant. So one of the people we met 4 years ago told us, okay, that's your stuff is interesting. What I would like to do is to in the classroom to have a group of 3 to 4 pupils with a NAO, and to leave them in front of NAO during 10-15 minutes with the small a kid playing the role of small teacher. And the target is that NAO runs a training activity on different topics. So that's the idea of the NAO education assistant. And on the specific education for autism, we are partnering with different training centers and researchers to develop content dedicated to kids with autism. With very specific approach that we will show a little bit later. So that's the 2 main software blocks. AskNAO Tablet, that's the easy way to control a NAO and to run educational activities. And the second block is Blockly. This solution that it's very similar to Scratch, is used to make easy programming of NAO based on the box language Blockly. So we will show you 2 introduction videos. Then I will go through the presentation describing the different content that we have in AskNAO. And we will perform 3 demos of AskNAO Tablet, Blockly, and also the SDK that we developed in order to facilitate the development of applications by, I would say, by people mastering or expert in choreograph. So let's have a look at the video. Yeah. So this is a video from an experience that we are running in a school in Dijon, in France, and INSHEA is a kind of research institute for autism. So this is a teaser. There will be a full video released this month. So you will have a first idea of what we can do.
Aujourd'hui, mardi 7 janvier, dans la classe, il y a... Nao. Nao. Bonjour Nao.
À Quetigny, l'école maternelle de la Fontaine au Jardin dispose d'une unité d'enseignement maternel accueillant 7 élèves de 3 à 5 ans. Ces enfants ont tous un diagnostic d'autisme et sont non-verbaux. Cette unité d'enseignement n'est pas tout à fait comme les autres, puisque l'assistant de la professeure des écoles n'est autre qu'un petit robot qui se prénomme Nao.
Montre, cercle.
Mais comment intégrer Nao à la classe? Quelles sont les adaptations pédagogiques nécessaires? Quels bénéfices les élèves et l'équipe éducative en retirent-ils?
Donc le moment du dire bonjour, c'est notre petit moment vraiment rituel du matin. Et lorsque Nao est arrivé, on a utilisé en fait ce temps bien connu des enfants et qui ne changeait pas beaucoup pour déjà juste que Nao arrive, mais inanimé.
C'est vrai que les premières réactions des enfants, donc il y a vraiment eu les opposés. Hein. Donc on a eu des enfants qui ont été plutôt très agités, qui ont voulu vraiment aller toucher le robot, à l'inverse des enfants qui semblaient ne pas s'y intéresser.
En fait, nous on a travaillé sur 2 plans. Un plan sur l'apprentissage, c'est-à-dire que Nao pouvait être un aide à l'apprentissage, et aussi sur l'amélioration des interactions sociales.
Okay, so this is a teaser of the actual video. On a AskNAO aussi. Vidéo de la LinkedIn. Oui, elle doit être en retard. So I will show you another one that we did also. This is more to introduce. Put this one and then to speak. It's this one. Okay. We cut the sound. So this is another video that we did in the library. So this with a group of kids. So the idea is to show a little bit what we can do with AskNAO. You will have the demo right afterwards. Okay, so here you see that the kids, they have a tablet in their hands, and then there is a direct communication between the NAO and the tablets. This is the first screen to select the application. It will be used by the teacher to launch applications on the NAO. And then the NAO will communicate with the tablets of the kids. So this is the sport games that we will be able to show. You see that we have cards with QR codes. So different ways to answer to NAO, either orally or with cards, showing cards, or using the tablet. So that's the 3 ways to find always a solution to have the interaction between the kids and the NAO. Of course, we can do physical education and motricity and sports. So playing yoga or having motricity activities, working with the robot and that kind of things. There you see some screens of the yoga application on which the kids must replay or redo what now performs in terms of movements. So the standard and famous application of Follow Me, which is always very successful with kids. Another way that we dig into is oral comprehension with a lot of stories that we'll describe a bit later. And at the end or in the middle of stories, we can ask the NAO to ask questions to the kids, and the kids will have to reply on their tablets, or for instance. So you see the motivation and engagement of kids there, and then it's a bit of summary regarding the hardware capabilities of NAO. So this is regarding the updates, but we will discuss it later. Okay, so that's it for the videos. You will probably receive the presentation of today through Amaury at the end. You will see that on the second page, there are links to videos. So the one on AskNAO Tablet, the other one on Blockly, and then 2 videos, 2 teasers from ENS HEA about autism. So you will be able to watch them on YouTube. So then I will go through the presentation and we will do demos afterwards. So regarding autism, I think that most of you know that there are a lot of research all around the world about the interest of NAO with kids with autism. Basically, the way we use it with customers is that NAO is an assistant of the educators that will allow them to generate engagement and communication with the kids. We have developed a bunch of playful applications for this regarding interpersonal communication, knowledge on everyday activities, recognition of emotions, and more. And today in France, I think we have around maybe 20-25 training centers for autism using that approach. Some of them are more advanced in terms of usage. We partner with some educators to develop or to storyboard new applications that we will add in the near future to NAO. And of course, there are some research labs working on it also. This is a big focus for us, and we are currently writing a kind of white paper or about the usage and applications of NAO and AskNAO for autism. So it will be published probably end of this year through SoftBank Robotics. In terms of activities, you will see some of them afterwards. Basically, the main goals are first to work on the approach that the educators call acquisition restitution, so acquiring knowledge and skills, and then going through a phases of restitution in front of the robot. One key argument also is to limit the parasitic words and perturbations, use instructions with action verbs, and of course develop the motricity and motor skills. As I said, we participate to some French research programs. One of them is very interesting. It's called the NAOTIS IA, and it's pretty new since it's dedicated to kids from 3 to 5 years old, with the objective to develop imitation, sound orientation, sight, and understanding with the kids. So it's a way for the educators and schools to detect and try to deal with autism as soon as possible. Today we have a few schools in this program, and probably next year there will be other schools joining. Some activities that are very interesting with NAO for autistic children, so pointing out objects on the ground. And what we have developed is that in that case, the educator has a tablet in his hands and he will be able to validate if the child points the right object or not. So with autism, the educator is always there and using the tablet more or less as a remote control of NAO, a way to say, to congratulate or to correct or that kind of things. Second activity is questioning and asking the child to select some object in a closed list. Pointing body parts, it's also one frequent request we have from educators. Visual stimulations and social skills and greetings also. So coming back to AskNAO Tablet, so the first software brick that we developed. So Tablet is really dedicated to control the robot very easily and launch activities. So that's the small screen you see on the down side of the page. And then we use Tablet to develop different activities, what we call activities, so application and activities in connection with teachers. And in AskNAO Tablet, we also provide a SDK. So there are ready-to-use applications that the teachers can use directly with the kids. And then for those teachers or programmers who have some skills on choreograph, then they will be able to use the kind of SDK we provide. So the first, as you can see, we have developed some specific boxes in choreograph to be able to generate communication between the NAO and tablets, control the display of the tablets and that kind of things. So we will show a quick example a bit afterwards. And of course, there is a first tool for programming, but you will see it later. It's Blockly, using the Blockly language. So then we have, I will list some applications that are already available. So then we have the awards applications. So I would say this is more or less standard. You know them. So the different dances, electro swing, zombie, Mr. Frank, Tai Chi. So not nothing really new on that, but still a lot of the effect on the kids. Then we have physical activities. So the follow me that you saw briefly on the video. And the yoga adventure. So yoga adventure, you saw that also. So we developed this tablet application with around 12 yoga positions, and now will run a position, will put himself in a position, and will ask to the kids to get the same position during a while. As you can see on the lower part of the page, we have the applications available in different languages. So today we have French, English, German, Japan, and Spanish. We have translation tables for all applications, meaning that if you want to localize an application for a specific language, Italian or Swedish or Romanian or anyone, we will partner between the local reseller and ERM to translate the table and integrate the new language in the applications. Some more games, so educational games. So on the left, you see color game. So basically the robot will ask the child to recognize objects by name and color and carry actions with the objects. This one is very simple, but it's specific to young kids with autism. And we developed that one upon the request of a training of a school, special school. Then there is the more complete color applications, that is color hunt. So the scenario is that now lost its colors, and the student or the kid must help him to find them by showing him on the colors named. So then we have some objects displayed on the tablet. And then now we'll say, okay, show me a red object, and the kid must show the cherry, for instance. We have a third one, which is called the images games. In that one, we can put a lot of categories. So we have some categories available today with animals, transportations, and there is a way to create other categories on cities, on countries, on anything you want. And the same thing, so now we'll ask questions we'll ask to the children to show him animals or other kind of objects. And we'll congratulate and count the points if we have several children in the game. There is a specific version with autism with acquisition and restitution method. Then one that you saw on the video is guess a sport. So the robot mimes a sport and children have to guess which one it is. And guess my emotion, it's almost the same thing. The robot mimes some emotions and students have to guess. So we have some kind of templates on on guess something, and we could very quickly develop other categories also. Recently, what we added or we developed is oral comprehension and stories. So there are a list of stories available and coming this year. The first ones, you know them, Three Musketeers, Christmas Eve, and Pirates Story. What you don't know maybe is that today we designed some images that are displayed by the robot when it tells the story on the tablet. So it means that it's another way to illustrate the story. It will be more, it will be nicer and easier also for the kids to understand the story. In the middle or at the end of stories, we can add some questions about oral comprehension, and the same thing, the teacher will be able to see which kids are very easy with that, which ones have difficulties. We have the results for the different kids. And this spring, during the lockout season or period, we developed a lot of illustrations. So you see some of them. For instance, the one on Blackbeard here. And now we are integrating these illustrations with the text of the stories and sounds to create 7 new stories that will be available this month of October. So most of them are for the kids, and we made a try with Blackbeard, so the pirate, in order to see what is the impact of that kind of stories for secondary schools and how we could use them. Coming soon, so as I said, we are in the way now of developing content. So the architecture of AskNAO, the SDK, everything is ready and available. So now the work for the next months and years will be to add more and more content, and most of them are defined by training centers. So therefore, you will have you can see 2 new applications we are working on. So motor skills. So this is, we'll say, a simple yoga application. So now makes simple or combined movements, and the child has to imitate him. So it allows to work on motricity, but also to follow sequence instructions. So this is still for kids with autism from 3 to 6 years old. So simple application, but very useful for the educators. Another one is follow route. This one is developed for primary school. I think we will start the experimentation maybe next month. So the idea is to have a programmation of the NAO robot by the children, and they will use cards in order to give orders to the robot, who will memorize the cards and replay route, and vice versa. So also same thing is to have some programming or very high-level programming activities, motricity, exercises, and that kind of things. Two other ones that we are almost ready to release, dedicated to autism. So it's what we call a phoneme, one for writing and the other one for listening. So this is developed with an hospital in Paris. So writing is the child makes the robot speak, and the educator will ask the child to write a word that will be read aloud by now. And the word records are available by the educator. So as I stated previously, for autism, the educator is always here and will use his tablet as a remote control and a step validation in order to progress in the activity with kids. And so listen is almost the same thing, but with in order to train the hearing of the kids and to distinguish phonemes. So that's it for now. And yes, the most important is that based on the SDK we developed on Choreograph, now we have a very good speed of development. So customers can propose new activities. So they will have to write the scenario of the activity, and then we can develop ourselves, or maybe locally some programming people in the countries can also develop using the SDK. And the target, as I will mention a bit later, is to build a community of users of AskNAO. Blockly. So Blockly, that's the idea of Florian, or expert on NAO and programming. So the feedback we had from the schools is that Choreograph is a bit difficult to use for primary and secondary. And also it's not a standard kind of graphic programming environment we can find in schools. Today, schools are very used to programming in Scratch and Blockly, which is an equivalent. So there, the idea was to develop a fully programming environment on Blockly. And the real advantage is also that we developed Blockly blocks to run media files on the tablet. So it means that using Blockly, AskNAO Blockly, you will also be able to use or to integrate tablets in our environment. So in Blockly, you will find a lot of different blocks. So the standard basic functions, so logic, the loops, the variables, the repeat, that kind of things. The basic functions of the robot, so walking, turning, stepping aside, animated say, volume, and so on. And as I said, the functions with the media files and controlling and running the communication with one or several tablets. So this is a very interesting tool, with two targets. The first one is that you can use Blockly as a programming, AskNAO Blockly, in order to develop the programming skills of the students or the children. That's first. And second, educators or local programmers can also use Blockly to develop content, educational content that can be performed on NAO. Of course, it will be, the possibilities will be a bit less large than with Choreograph and the SDK, but still we can make a lot of things. On Blockly, for instance, three ways of creating activities that are pretty easily doable with Blockly. One is oral comprehension, so having a storytelling and then questions and answers at the end of the story. That's very, very simple to do with Blockly. Phoneme recognition. So for instance, the robot asking in which word do you hear the sound U, and then the NAO will propose several words and display images, and the child will answer. So very simple activity, but easy to perform with Blockly. And in Blockly also, we have a simple way to generate movements of the robot without using Choreograph timeline. So it means that you will be able to perform or to record some specific gymnastic movements and dances and work on human body and gymnastics. So that's 3 examples or domains on which you could develop or teachers could develop, but there are many others. When we provide Blockly, we also provide the 5 activities that are ready to be used or adapted or completed. So it's open, so you can move the boxes and add once and change the pictures and do whatever you want. So the first one is the tale of a mischievous cat. So it's a small story about a cat. Then an example of a natural science lesson. The third one is a counting lesson. The fourth one is mental maths. So now creating additions, subtractions, multiplications, and so on, and asking the questions to the students or children. And the last one is find the correct order. So we have a bunch of images in a wrong order, and then the child must put them in the right order and show the robot the cards in the right order. So one usage of that is, for instance, to teach everyday tasks to children. Okay, last slide. So as you can see, we have 2 different versions. So first one is AskNAO Tablet alone. So with the ready-to-use educational games, the stories, the physical activities, the rewards, with multi-user tablets, and it embeds also the SDK for choreograph. So this is AskNAO Tablet, and then we have the complete version, AskNAO Tablet plus Blockly. And in addition of AskNAO Tablet, there is Blockly allowing learning programming and creating weekly educational activities. So some important things that we have to mention. Today we have sales brochures available in French and English. User guides, the same thing, but we have the source documents available if you want to make local translations. As I said, the translation tables are available for localization. So meaning that if you want to work in a specific language, we will send to you translation table. You will send back to us the translation of the different words, and we will integrate in the apps. Remote assistance is done by ARM in French or in English, but only for distributors. We don't work with end customers, so you will have to do it with end customers and with our assistants. Very soon we are planning to create video tutorials on the different apps. So probably in November 2020 it will be ready. And the most important and the next big target for us is to create a community website, probably in early 21, in order to be able to, for the end users, to have discussions regarding the applications, the best practices, to send news to the community, to share content and many other stuff. And that's it for the presentation. So I think we will take the demonstration now. Florian, we ask Tablet, the starting point. Okay, let's do that. So there you see a webcam with our robot on the table and the tablet. So it's an Android tablet. So today I didn't mention that, but we just have Android, no Apple for now. So you see the control panel. On the left part, you have the volume and the main movements like sit down, stand up, rest, and life. And on the right side, you have the list of applications that we will be able to launch. So, Florian, you can launch one if you want. Yeah, so let's start, or let's show image game, for instance. So we will click on the green triangle. And then the now starts. So you see that we have, okay. So we have the welcome screen. We'll be able to make options and parameters, select the kind of categories. So fruit and vegetables, transport cards, or animal card. select the mode, so acquisition or restitution. So that's for autist kids. And we can launch the game. So Florian, restitution directly, so no acquisition, with fruits and vegetables. So maybe you couldn't hear him, but the robot asked, show me a leak, and then we will have to show it, of course. Maybe we a leak. Okay, so we were a bit long. So next one, for instance. Show me an apple. An apple. So, okay. So so we will configure it a bit differently because we have the sound is not good. So we'll show how to put the right parameters to do that. So increasing the volume, so you will hear that better. So image game. Yes, it's better now. Options. So we put the tablet in a player mode, the configuration. And then we start again.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Show me a pig.
So show me a pig. So we put. So then you see that we have a small image reward, and the next questions on the elephant.
Good job.
And then, so here we just have one tablet, but we could have 3 to 4 tablets in front of the NAO, and with the right number, the same number of kids, one of them playing the role of master of NAO. So show us a cat, Florian, please.
Great.
Okay. And then at the end, I don't know.
3. You are gifted.
At the end, we have the score of the different children, and it will be available for the teacher who may have done another exercise with other children in the same time. Anything else? Yeah, a story. So let's have a look at a story, for instance. So 3 Musketeers.
Under Louis XIV's reign, in the great city of Paris, the cardinal is plotting. The bravest of the musketeers is fighting for lost causes and for the love of his life. During a fierce duel, the cardinal's armies were defeated and order was restored, applauded by the people. The musketeer continues his adventures with his beloved at his side.
So here you can see the potential of adding a tablet to NAO. We displayed different images. The number is not limited. If you want to change images every 10 seconds or 20 seconds, you can do it. Depends on the number of images related to the story. And that was not, we didn't put that in terms of parameters, but at the end of the story, we could launch some questions and answers with the kids in order to test the understanding of the story. Okay, so that's it. Maybe we can do the Blockly demo. come back to the Blockly interface.
Alors, Blockly, il faut le lancer.
So we put the right IP address of the robot, of course. And there you have the welcome screen with the ID of the robot, the volume, battery, and everything. And I would say the basic control commands. Then we can create a Blockly program if you want.
On peut faire se lever, dire bonjour et afficher bonjour sur la table.
Okay, so we will stand up the NAO, say hello, and display hello on the tablet. So you see the first block is the posture, stand up.
Je vais le faire respirer pour lui donner un aspect plus grand.
Then make a breath in order to make him more alive.
Je vais afficher un bonjour sur la tablette.
Display hello on the tablet. So then we can say we can write everything we want there. And letting him speak with animated say, saying the same thing or anything else. Okay. Then the mini program is ready, and we will be able to perform that on the robot and the tablet.
Play.
So play to start the program.
Hello, everyone.
J'ai pas changé d'écran.
Yeah, we forgot to change the screen. So do it again.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so that's it. So you see that with four lines, we did a very simple thing, but still you have all the boxes and tools on the left side of the screen to make it more complex, developing a story or game or anything you want. And the most important, having the tablet as a new interface of the NAO. Ok, so that's it. Tu veux montrer le char ou un truc comme ça?
Plutôt la démo de sciences naturelles.
Okay, so we'll show you a ready-to-use demo for natural science, the natural science example. So that's we select the right one. Yes. So there you see the full program on Blockly, and we can run it to show.
Yesterday, we studied the planets. We have seen that they are alive. But what is their source of energy?
So what is the source of energy?
C'est le soleil.
The sun.
Yes, it's the sun. Now, which organ allows the transformation of light into energy?
Question.
Yeah.
Leaves to transform light into
these are the
energy.
leaves. This transformation is called photosynthesis.
Okay, so same thing, it's a small example. And you see the program is not that long. It's maybe 20, 25 lines. So you could do it much longer if you want, or the teachers can ask more questions. So that's really open. Okay, and the last thing that we will demo is the SDK on Choreograph. So for those who know Choreograph, you will see the new boxes that we developed to use the tablet environment.
La première chose, c'est d'initialiser.
So we will start the SDK environment with this init SDK environment.
On peut aussi configurer la voix de façon globale et sur tout le programme.
So configure the voice and the program with the speed of elocution and the shaping of the voice.
Alors le robot est déjà debout, donc je vais juste afficher texte.
So yeah, this is the text. So showing the text on the tablet. So you see the very small symbol for the SDK boxes. So we will put hello on the tablet.
Les outils pour personnaliser l'affichage, donc la couleur, la police.
And then we can customize the display with the font, with the size of the police, with of the font, the style and background and anything you want.
En même temps, je vais le faire parler comme l'autre.
Okay, so we make an animated say in parallel of the text. So hello everybody, that's good.
Je peux utiliser les outils de base de chorégraphe.
So then you have all the standard boxes of choreograph, like waiting. So 2 seconds of pause.
Et après, je vais réafficher une boîte, un écran à boutons.
And then we display a screen with 4 buttons in order to make a question, for instance. So that's the question on the Eiffel Tower. What's the height of the Eiffel Tower? So we put the title there. The Eiffel Tower.
Voilà. Donc j'ai le droit de rajouter une image.
We can put an image. So let's have a picture. Let's add a picture to the project. So Eiffel Tower.
Ensuite, j'ai le droit à 4 propositions.
Then 4 buttons available. Button 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll show the answers on the buttons. Different possible answers on the buttons. So 257 meters. Button 1, button 2, 324. Button 3, 398, and button 4, 433 meters.
On a le droit de mettre des images.
And we can also put images as a background on the buttons. We won't do it now.
Chaque sortie correspond à un bouton de réponse.
Okay, and each output is a button of answer.
Okay. La bonne réponse est celle-ci.
So button 2 is the right answer. So we will link it to.
Donc je vais afficher une image de récompense.
To a reward box.
Et un texte de réponse.
And a text of reward also if we push the second button. So same thing, we will pick an image in the database. So now smile, for instance. And the animated say, we can say hello, bravo, or congratulations, or anything.
Et si on répond mal, ben on a une mauvaise image avec la réponse.
And then if there is a wrong answer, then the wrong image with it. And the right answer, we can display the right answer also. Okay, so selecting the image of background, and I think animated say also. Say you are wrong. So Eiffel Tower stands 324 meters. Okay, and that's it. So then we use the text box for showing, displaying the text on the tablet, and one image box to display an image, and the last one is image text box, combination of images and image and text on the tablet. So let's play. Je change peut-être. Non, c'est automatique. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
So how tall is the Eiffel Tower?
Great, you have right.
Yeah.
Je vais relancer la question.
I think we forgot a part of the animated say. No? No, you put the wrong one. Okay.
The wrong.
So wrong
No,
result.
Eiffel Tower stands 324 meters tall.
Okay. So then you can see there is a new there are new boxes available in Choreograph with AskNAO SDK, and you will be able to use them to extend the interface of NAO. So on our side, I think that's it. So maybe one last and important thing. So we have been selling AskNAO in France for maybe 2 years now. Today, I would say that 90% of the robots that we sell are sold with AskNAO Tablet and Blockly as a bundle. Yes. Okay, so that's it on our side.
Okay, thank you very much, Cyril. Thank you very much, Florian, for this presentation and this demo. I really think the demo has a very good value to show concretely what can be done with the solution, and for sure have given a lot of inspiration to our distributors if they want to add more content. So to summarize very quickly, we can say that, and the reason why we really like the AskNAO solution is that we have really both use cases of NAO in a classroom that can be exploited thanks to this solution. We have all the use of NAO as a teacher assistant using the AskNAO tablet, and also the first step of using NAO as a development platform thanks to Blockly. And so these are the two uses of NAO in one classroom that are always needed by our customers. Finally, before conclusion, if you have any question, I think there is on the Zoom interface, there is a question and answer interface. So there is also a chat part. So feel free to write any questions that you might have, and we will have 5 minutes to answer them. From my side, I will simply have a very short word to say that you have probably seen, or maybe not yet, but we are launching our back to school offer officially. We have launched our webpage. So on our website, the new webpage has been launched yesterday, and you should receive an email today summarizing this back to school offer. There is two key offers in this back to school offer. There is a big discount for our customers on the price of paper, and there is a possibility to rent our robots, both NAO and paper. What is important to know is that all the NAOs that we will rent will have a license already of the solution of ORM included. So they will be available for your customers directly. All they will have to do is simply have a tablet, download the AskNAO application on the tablet, and connect to the robot. So this is a very great and easy access. So this is for the renting. The distribution of the NAOs are managed by SoftBank to you. If you want to sell licenses, we let you see directly with Cyril. We will share the contact of Cyril, and so the best will be that you enter in contact directly with Cyril to get more information. So those are the main information. As Cyril has said, with this community point, which is very important, is that this solution is a very good launcher and is very open to include easily new content. So if you are willing to create new content, and you have customers that says, oh, we would really like to have this kind of content to use a robot in our classroom, share it with us, and we can work, and we'll be very happy to work together on the creation of this content. Finally, before answering the question, I will simply say that we will send anyway after this presentation an email to you containing the access to the recording of the presentation, and also the slides presenting very completely the solution of ORM, and of course the contact of Cyril and Florian if you have any direct questions that you want to ask, or anyway I can also forward them if you want. I've seen Cyril. Do you see the questions, Cyril? There are a few questions that I think you can answer.
So several questions indeed. So the first one is having a demo of these solutions. Yes, indeed. So we will release very soon, in a couple of days, a demo license. So you will be able to use the demo license for 30 days and see what we can do locally with that. So as soon as it's ready as a demo license, we will open it. Otherwise, for those who are sure that they need it, we can propose a very special price for local resellers in order to start with AskNAO Tablet and Blockly. Regarding Android and iOS, so as I said, it's only Android. So this choice was done mainly for the price of the hardware as the starting point. And now it's more and more difficult to develop applications with in the iOS environment. So I'm not sure that we will add Apple in short term anyway. And the licensing today it's a perpetual license for the end customer. So then he will the final cost for the end customer for Blockly plus AskNAO Tablet is around 2,000 euros. And they will be able to use it as long as he wants, and he will have a free updates on that. That's easy as a licensing method. Lifetime license indeed, and the limitation on tablets. So we could go further, not only 4 tablets, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we tested for 8 tablets already, but then after. For more than 8 on the teacher tablet, we have some display limitations. And in any way, for now, we haven't seen any use case from a teacher willing to use it with NAO in front of a full classroom. The idea is more to make the NAO in front of a small group, and then the teacher will be able to work with other groups, leaving NAO alone. What kind of question did I miss? Yes, indeed. So now tablet, AskNAO Blockly, we can use it instead of Choreograph. It will be an easier way to program, but with more limitations if you want to make complex applications. So that's very adapted for STEM education. That's for sure. What about Naoki and Python? Is there also possibility to write scripts in Python for tablet app? Okay. So that's indeed you can write scripts in Python for tablet using the SDK and in the Choreograph environment.
Perfect.
And maybe about Arabization. Sorry, I forgot this one. So for now, we haven't had the request for that, but we did the Japanization. So I guess that it's doable to do it. It won't be that difficult to do it in Arab. So as I said, we have translation tables for all the contents. So meaning that we can provide the list of words being used in AskNAO Tablet and Blockly. And the local reseller will have to send us back the translations. And then we will import it in AskNAO environment and test it. And if everything is okay, you will be able to release it locally.
Perfect. I think that's quite complete. There is just one question in the chat also of Fotis asking the programming language of NAO. So this is, I think, more global. The programming language of NAO most of the time is Python using the Choreograph SDK. And here, thanks to the AskNAO Blockly solution, you can also use Blockly to program on NAO. We have also a C++, if needed, we have also a C++ bridge, but this is another question. It's not the same target, probably. Okay, so I think we are good overall. If you have something to add, Cyril, please feel free. Otherwise, I think we can conclude.
Yeah, no, it's okay on our side. So we are delighted to have the possibility to share our work with all of you. So that's very good for us. And we are, yeah, the next big thing, as I said, is to build the content and have this community website. So that are the next steps for you. And I hope that we will be able to embed you in the adventure of AskNAO.
Thank you very much, Cyril and Florian, for presenting. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any question, any interest, feel free to contact us and we will be very happy to continue working with you. Then I just wish you a very nice afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. And goodbye.
Okay, thank you.